Shapes and area. The area of a shape is the number of square units that is inside the shape. We use the area to determine how much carpet is needed to cover a living room floor. Area of a rectangle. The formula is area equals length times width, or A equals LW. This side is the length, so this side is the length. This side is the width, so this side is the width. Example 1 says, find the area of the rectangle. Let's define the length as 12 centimeters and the width as 5 centimeters. So A equals length times width, so A equals 12 centimeters times 5 centimeters. This is 60 centimeters squared, or 60 square centimeters. The centimeters are squared because we took centimeters multiplied by centimeters. So if we have 2 times 2, we can write this as 2 squared, right? Well, we can do the same thing with units. Centimeters times centimeters is centimeters squared. Or we can write this as square centimeters. Both are correct. I'm going to cross this out just so it's not confusing in the problem, since it's not part of the problem, if you go back and look at your notes later. Please attempt the practice problem on your own by pausing the video now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. Area of a square. The formula for the area of a square is area equals side times side, or A equals SS equals S squared, so side squared. Example 2 says, find the area of a square. So notice we have a square with sides of 1 foot and 12 inches. Well, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, so the sides are equivalent. So if we want to find the area in feet, we would just square one side. So this would be 1 foot squared, and that would be 1 square foot, or 1 square foot. They both mean the same thing. What if we wanted to find the area in inches? Area in inches. Then we would take A equals side squared, so we would have 12 inches squared. So this would be 144 square inches. The practice problem says, find the area of the square. We're going to find this area in feet. So this means we need to convert all the units to feet before we find the area. Please pause the video and attempt the problem on your own now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. This problem was a little bit confusing because it is actually two separate problems. The reason for this is that all sides in a square must be equivalent. Well, we can't have a side of 1.5 feet and a side of 3 feet if it is a square. So that would be a rectangle. So we would find the area of the square if all the sides were 1.5 feet, and then find the area, a different area, if all the sides were 3 feet. So I apologize for any confusion. This is actually two problems in one. The first one is if S is 18 inches, and the second part of the problem is if S is 1 yard. So in the first problem, all the sides are 18 inches, and in the second problem, all the sides are 1 yard. And then we convert to feet in both. Area of a parallelogram. The formula for the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height, or A equals B times H. Remember that this is the base and this is the height. In example 3, we have a parallelogram and we're asked to find the area. We have the same units for both, so we're going to find the area in kilometers. So this is just A equals base times height. The base is 0.6 kilometers and the height is 1.8 kilometers. So we multiply 1.8 by 0.6, or 1 8/10 and 6/10. Excuse me. 6 times 8 is 48. We group our 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. So we have 2 digits after the decimal place, or to the right of the decimal place. So we count 1, 2 places, and our decimal point goes after the 1. So we have 1 800 kilometers squared, or square kilometers. This is our area. Please pause the video and attempt the practice problem on your own now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. Area of a triangle. The formula for the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height, or 0.5 times base times height. Remember, this is the base, and then this is the height. And this is the height, and this is the base. Multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. If we have 1/2 times base times height, we can put base and height over 1. So we would end up with base times height divided by 2. So I like to solve these by multiplying my base times my height and then dividing by 2. To me, that is easier than multiplying by 1/2 as a fraction, or multiplying by 0.5 as a decimal, or 5/10 as a decimal. So let's try it this way. A equals base times height divided by 2. So we're going to take 16 centimeters multiplied by 7 centimeters and then divided by 2. 16 multiplied by 7 is 112. So this gives us 112 centimeters squared, and then we must divide by 2. 112 divided by 2 is 56. So this gives us 56 centimeters squared, and this is the area of the triangle. Please attempt the practice problem on your own by pausing the video now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. Area of a trapezoid. The area for a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times the top base plus the bottom base. This is how we find the area of a trapezoid. We can also write this A equals 1/2 H times A plus B, because we can call this top part top base A and this bottom base B. We can write this another way. So if we take area equals 1/2 times the height times A plus B, we can write H over 1 because anything divided by 1 is just itself, and we can write A plus B divided by 1. So then we would have height times A plus B divided by 2, because we would multiply across the top all the numerators, and then we would multiply across the bottom all the denominators. So this gives us height times A plus B divided by 2. And this is the formula we're going to use for this video. There are several ways we could manipulate this formula and do different things with it, but this is the way that I find easiest to do it. So this is the way I'm going to show you how to do it. So our height is actually from base A to base B. So this is our height, H. Example 6 says, find the area of the trapezoid. We're going to find this area in feet. Notice all of our dimensions are different. We have feet, inches, and yards. So we want to find this in feet. So we are going to have to convert all of our units to feet first. So first, let's identify our formula. A equals H times A plus B divided by 2. So 60 inches is our height because it goes from the top base A to the bottom base B. So our trapezoid is kind of turned on its side, but if we laid it down in this direction and made this the bottom, B, then A would be the top and B would be the bottom. So it's okay that it's oriented a different way. So H equals 60 inches. A equals 11 feet. And B equals 3 yards. So let's convert our height first. We have 60 inches, and to convert this to feet, we multiply by the ratio of inches to feet. 12 inches per 1 foot. 60 divided by 12 is 5 feet, because our inches divide away. So this is 5 feet, and this is what we're going to be using from now on. So I'm going to cross out the 60 because we're not using inches anymore. We're now in feet. So A is already in feet, so we can just leave it alone. So let's convert B. 3 yards. 3 yards, and then we multiply by the ratio of yards to feet. 1 yard is 3 feet. 3 times 3 is 9, so we have 9 feet. Yards divide away and we're left with feet. So this is 9 feet. Cross out the 3 yards because we are no longer in yards, we are in feet. So now we are able to solve. So we have A equals height times A plus B divided by 2. That's our formula. So we have A equals 5 feet times 11 feet times 9 feet divided by 2. By the rules of PEMDAS, 11 plus 9 is 20. So we have 5 feet times 20 feet divided by 2. By the rules of PEMDAS, we work from left to right because multiplication and division do not have priority one over the other. So 5 times 20 is 100 feet squared, because we took feet multiplied by feet, so that'd be feet squared, divided by 2. So this is 50 feet squared, or square feet. The practice problem says, find the area of the trapezoid. We're going to find the area of this trapezoid in centimeters. Please attempt this problem on your own by pausing the video now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. Area of a circle. The formula for the area of a circle is area equals radius times radius times pi, or pi times radius squared. We can also write this as A equals pi times radius r squared. Example 7 says, Find the area of the circle and use 3 14/100 for pi. So the area is pi r squared. By the rules of PEMDAS, we square the radius first because exponents go before multiplication. So this is pi times 12 meters squared. So this is pi times 144 square meters. So 144 multiplied by 3 14/100. When we multiply 144 by 3 14/100, we get a product of 452 16/100 meters squared, or square meters. Please attempt the practice problem on your own by pausing the video now. Notice the problem has been solved for you. Please use this to check your work and correct any errors you might have made. In addition, there are several problems to complete on your own. Please ask your instructor after you perform these problems if you have done your work correctly and have the correct answer. This concludes your video for shapes and area. Thank you.